Hello there and welcome to Almost Solitaire. So, we are entering a new war this time. The First Punic War is over. The Carthaginians lost the war, and that was a very bitter defeat for them. Not only had they been very unsuccessful in the land battles, but maybe more importantly, they have lost naval supremacy to Rome in this war, and that's one of the causes they lost actually. So a really bitter defeat for the Carthaginians. They have pretty much lost control of Sicily, of course, by that, and well, and that's not actually all, because they also had this very, I mean, extremely big war debt towards Rome. I mean, even if Carthage was very, very wealthy as an empire, they had hard times to pay this war debt, and as a consequence of that, they also had problems with paying their previous mercenary army, and that's basically what this war is about. Not only that, actually, because there's also some Libyan unrest that have been for a while in Carthage. I mean, probably they were not too happy with how Carthage did rule, and well, maybe they were seen as occupants of Libya. I don't know, but there are more dimensions to this war, I guess. But primarily, it's the mercenaries who were not too happy with how the things were handled after the First Punic War. So the first scenario we're gonna play is called Utica or Utica, the rebel camp, and it's in the year 241 BC. So after the First Punic War, there was a big mercenary corps under the command of Hamilcar Barca, and they were about to sail home to Carthage and get their payment. And Carthage, of course, did know that, well, we couldn't really afford to pay these guys right now, and they knew that these guys could be dangerous, so they tried to spread them out in different cities and towns in the Carthaginian soil, you know, not to clump them together so they could, well, just avoid this rebellion. But of course the word spread out that the Carthaginians were not having that much silver and gold, so the mercenaries were actually marching to join up, and so they did, and they started to occupy some vital cities as well, and they could indeed in the end threaten Carthage or Carthago itself. So there were some negotiations starting, and in the end, actually, from what I learned, the Carthaginians were actually about to accept what the mercenaries were wanting. So the thing was they were going to pay the foreign mercenaries so they could sail home, and that was a big thing for two of the leaders of the upcoming rebels. We have one guy called Mathos, who was a Libyan, and there was also a Roman slave called Spendius, who was two of these very important leaders who actually had this rebellion to come to life. First of all, the Libyans and other African mercenaries, they were afraid that when the foreign mercenaries got paid and were on their way home, they were afraid that the Carthaginians simply would not pay them, and instead they will take out some revenge on them for instigating this rebellion. So they didn't want actually this to end here, and they didn't want to see the Gauls and the others sail home. So instead, Mathos was able to rise many Libyan cities and peoples to rise against Rome, and also I guess Spendius had no really interest in going anywhere because he was a runaway slave. So they managed to keep the troops there and do the rebellion instead. So they started again to occupy these cities, and one of these was Utica, or actually they were, I think they were besieging it, and so the Carthaginians had no choice. It was war again. It's called a truceless war because this was a really bitter and brutal war, and it also goes by the name mercenary war, and yeah, that's a good description of it, I guess. Anyway, the Carthaginians had to respond to this, of course, but with what? So the command was given to Hamilcar Barca. No, sorry, Hamilcar Barca was not given the command because I think he tried to negotiate actually, but he didn't succeed in that because the troops were, they liked him, I guess, as a leader. But instead, what I'm going to say, the command from the Carthaginians was given to Hanno the Great. So the Carthaginian Senate did appoint him to the overall commander, and they did very hastily gather troops, citizens, militia, and train them, and also some cavalry to march against Utica and the big rebel camp there. So they did in 241. And were about to attack this. They also, as you can see here, they got a pretty good bunch of elephants with them. So when they reached the camp, they started to bombard it. They have war machines with them, as seen in 2 units in this scenario, and pretty much did storm the camp successfully. So they managed to get these guys to retreat from the good positions here, but these were good battle-hardened, disciplined troops, so they did retreat, maybe did a half route, but they did rally at some point away from the camp and turn around and then did a counterattack, and actually were successful in storming the camp to retake it. And that really shattered the Carthaginian army under Hanno. So they were scattered and eventually routed. So they really got home to Carthage with this bitter loss. And for Hanno, that was a disaster because he was not trusted to be the leader anymore of the army. So this is pretty much what I know about this battle, what I have read up to it about it. So, looking at this, it looks like a pretty small battle compared to some others in the number of units. This could be an interesting one. So let's check out the war council here. We have the Carthaginian army under Hanno the Great. Doesn't say that this guy is Hanno, but I believe that is representing Hanno actually. They have 5 command cards, they move first, and we have the rebel army under a nameless leader, so it's not Spendius or Mathos here, I guess. And then they also get 5 command cards, so no, it's a standard hand for both of them. We'll fight till we get 6 victory banners. And there is a special rule here about these camp hexes. So there are 3 camp hexes and 2 ramparts, but the camp hexes are interesting in when counting victory banners, because if you own 1 or 2 camp hexes, you are awarded 1 victory banner. If you hold all 3 in your possession, then you will get 2 victory banners. And the rebel starts with the control of all 3 hexes, so they actually start with 2 victory banners by that. So basically, if they lose one of these, they lose also 1 victory banner, because you need to hold 3 to get the 2 victory banners, but it's enough to hold 1 or 2 to get 1 victory banner. And then we have also some mentions about the war machines here. The Carthaginians have war machines with them. Use Roman blocks, it says, and I will do that, because in the Carthaginian counter mix or block mix there are no war machines. And yeah, I guess these works just like any other war machine, so I'm not gonna check that out. And that's basically it. So let's check out the battle board. As you can see, the scenario note says we should use Roman blocks for the rebels, but that felt kind of wrong, so I just put the eastern guys here. They feel more like North African desert, desert colored troops, so they're wooden colored, but anyway. I like the 10 boxes here, the 10 blocks, so that will do. We also have the Roman war machines. As you can see, they're the grey blocks over there on the Carthaginian side, so they are Carthaginians, of course. And what about the troops then? Well, if you start with the rebels holding the camp, we have 3 auxiliaries up there, and we have 2 light infantry holding the ramparts. So pretty heavy missile capability over there, which is interesting when you look at the position there. But let's look at that in a little while, because back here we have basically, I guess, the counter-attack force that will hopefully retake the camp if the Carthaginians take it. So we have some light cavalry on the left flank, then some medium-heavy infantry, and together with this rebel leader we have some heavy infantry. They could be Greeks, actually, I don't know. Then we have some light cavalry again, and some medium-heavy infantry over on the right-hand side. That's it, so it's 10 units all in all, and that's what the Carthaginians also have. And most of them, as you can see here, are the infantry, or most of them, actually all of the infantry here are auxiliary. So these represent the militia of Carthage, hastily trained, hastily equipped troops to march against this camp. But we have these 3 elephants here. We also have a medium-heavy cavalry unit there, and of course the war machines. And Hanno is with one of the auxiliaries there. So 10 units there as well. So what about the tactics? Well, the Carthaginians will start to play, and of course the main goal is to quickly seize this camp and get the victory banners. And if that could be done, and also if we could eliminate a few troops here, we are close to victory already. But that will not be an easy task, because these guys are fortified and they have a lot of missiles, which is dangerous because we have the elephants over there. So I think for the Carthaginians, if possible, we just bombard with the war machines, and we should try to roll up the flanks here with the auxilia and elephants, and we could also secure the flank with this medium-heavy cavalry on this side, because we want to get out of sight from these missile-throwing guys here and try to get into hand-to-hand combat instead. I think we fare much better as a Carthaginian that way. So that's basically the plan. Just try to go over here and let's try to flank those and take the 2 camp hexes on the edge first, because then we can attack these guys on the side where they don't have this extra protection. But probably those guys will evade anyway, but at least that's a plan. And for the rebels then, well, let's see how long we can hold on here. We of course want to throw all the missiles we have and the kitchen sink and everything against those elephants, which we want to have them trampling their own troops and get in panic. So that's the main plan. But they will of course close into us, so there will be hand-to-hand combat. Our auxiliaries will of course be good in handling the close combat there, but the lights, I don't know if I want to evade with those guys as soon as possible when it heats up or not. It also depends on how quickly you can get the reserves up. The bad thing, we cannot throw in a line commander or anything or leadership cards here to get the big groups moving up. So I think it's a kind of in the scenario design that these guys are a bit split up. So it's well, it should be a bit difficult to get them quickly up to the as a relief force. Otherwise, the Carthaginians will not have a chance to get that Campex if these guys manage to get up, because these guys are so much better quality, the infantry here. I mean, 2 mediums and 1 heavy, so these are first class warriors. And yeah, battle hardened mercenaries, that's the thing. So by that I think we can start the game, and it was the Carthaginians who start first. So yeah, and you can see I put 2 of the 6 victory banners over there already. So let's just see what the Carthaginians have in their A and B slots first of all. So it's a leadership any section, kind of good, and 2 unit center. And then we'll see what the guys will actually play. That's an A or B, so it's one of these 2 cards. So with the center we could actually do something with the elephants, or we could fire with our war machines. But if we would put our leader into action instead, I think I'm gonna do that actually. I want to play the leader action here, because I want to have many troops advancing towards the enemies now. So that will be Hanno. That will be these war machines. Still 2 units. I will actually activate these guys now. I'm just gonna quickly check to be sure that the elephants move too. Yeah, they do. Good. Okay, so let's see. This is what I want to do. I want to attack this hex first of all. So the elephants will rush over here. The auxilia will go here. And Hanno, he will rush 2 hexes forward. Here. This is basically to block these guys from... I mean, I cannot attack here now because I moved 2. But the thing is, I'm blocking these 2 from throwing javelins now against my center elephant. So that's the thing. So, where to start the battles then? Well, let's see. We could, of course... What would we get with the elephants here? We would get 3 dice, and these guys can ignore 1 sword and 1 flag. Okay. So those guys will hit back. If I would attack with the auxiliaries first, that would give me 3 dice as well, and the same thing, but I could avoid that trampling effect with the battle back. I think we should soften these guys up before we do the attack against them. I could also fire with that war machine 2 dice, maybe get one of those guys before we start the attacks. Could be something. Or I put the fire on these guys. No, I think I start with a ranged attack against that camp hex. So I'm looking for greens basically here. It's 2 dice, and I got 1. That was a perfect. That's what I wanted. So one of these auxiliaries is done. Good fire from supporting fire here, and then comes these guys throwing their javelins and attacking. Okay, no leader adjacent. Maybe I should have moved Hanno there instead. That would be good, but then these guys could have thrown their javelins against my elephant. So, well, I don't know. But I would have gotten a hit with this roll if I have moved Hanno there. Anyway, no hits. So these guys will now battle back, but when you attack out from a campex, you get 1 die less than normally in close combat, so they will only battle with 2 dice actually. Let's see what they get, but they hit with everything, and they also hit us. So 1 down from these auxiliaries as well. So both sides has lost 1 auxiliary block. And now comes the elephant charge. That's 3 dice. And let's see. Okay, again 1 hit. Not good enough. And now we'll see how the battle back goes. 2 dice. Nothing. So the elephants are cool. And well, we are wearing these guys down. They are losing men from the ramparts there, that's for sure. After intense firing from the war machines, and also assaults up to the bit, I guess, some higher ground there. Okay, not a bad start. So let's give the Carthaginians back their card, and then or a new card, and then we see what the rebels have in their slots A and B. It's a leadership center. We have a leader center, but he's alone, so it's a bit of a waste to play that. And then we have 4 units right, and that could be something, but let's see what they want to play first of all. Okay, so that's okay, this special one. Tactics cards, we don't have any tactics, so order, least order count, then actually that is this is counted as a section card in this game, so the one that orders least I need to play, and it's the leadership center, so I need to order these heavies, and that's fine. So we're gonna march up to meet the threat here. So I will link up with these guys, so I have a nice line here now. But no battles, of course, but we are closing into that elephant. Okay, we are vulnerable to an elephant charge here now. I realize that now. But should we perhaps avoid that from happening? That's not good, actually. Maybe we should instead go there. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep away from that elephant. Those are so dangerous against heavy packed units. So let's move there instead. Okay. Well, another thing. Let's think about it again. I could actually detach the leader here as well. Would that be something? But where to go to? We could go up here and fight with the auxiliaries in the camp with that rebel leader. That could be something actually. But these guys will be... I need those heavies. No, I'm gonna do this anyway. I'm stop marching up with those guys. So the rebels get a new card, and then we roll for the Carthaginians again. A or B. So we have the 2 unit center or darken the sky. Okay, too bad we have... I mean, all range weapons. That means also our war machines. They could fire twice. Maybe we should anyway. The bad thing is those guys are too close to do some reach attack. But we have an auxiliary there who could attack these guys, and I want to attack the guys on the edges first of all. That's my plan. So I think I'm gonna play this actually. Let's do the dark in the sky. So these and these will fire, and they do it twice. So let's start here. We're gonna take that same unit on that camp hex. First fire, a hit. I only got 1 left. Here comes the second fire. Another hit. Great. So these guys are eliminated. That gives the Carthaginians their first victory banner. And since they no longer hold, the rebels no longer hold 3 of the camps, they lose 1 of their victory banners. So it goes back here. So it's 1-1 right now. Good fire from these guys. Let's see if these are as effective. Let's target these guys on the center now. First fire, miss. Second fire, miss. Okay. not a good, as good drilled crew there as in that war machine there. Anyway, we got these guys that will throw the javelins against that camp hex. Miss, and second one. Okay, 2 flags. This is interesting. They can ignore 1 flag because of the camp, but the second one they need to take. So they basically go back 1. They don't lose any more victory banners by that, because it's enough to hold 1 to have a victory banner. But 2 camp hexes are open now. That's interesting. And that's basically it. So pretty good fire from the Carthaginians there. Time for the rebels. Okay, tactic cards or order lowest order face-up section card. So we only have 1 face-up card, so they're gonna play 4 units right. And that will give us these 2 guys. And these guys will stay and throw the javelins against that elephant. We're also going to move up these guys to threaten the elephant. And these are, they want to retake that also. So that's it, no more movement, but we have 1 attack to do. So 2 dice against that elephant, and I hope I get some flags now. I got a flag. So they're gonna retreat, but first they're gonna see if those guys get trampled. No worries there, but the elephant goes back 1 hex, I think. I'm gonna check that. Elephant's retreat hex is 1, yes. Okay, so we pushed back that elephant, but we didn't cause any damage. So the rebels get back their card. Then it's time for the Carthaginians. Now they can enter the camp. D or E. Carthaginians. So let's see what cards hides underneath here. It's a 3 left. You know, that's this section. That's good. And then we have a double time. 4 of you units in a group, and it needs to be foot units. Well, there are not that many groups, so I think I'll wait with that. So let's do the 3 units over here, because now I also can move up my medium heavy cavalry, and that's nice. So the elephants, they're gonna charge against those medium heavies. These guys will move up here, and since it doesn't really say what type of victory banner this is, so I'm just gonna award it directly then. So the Carthaginians get their second one because they're holding 1 camp hex, and then we got these medium heavies. They will just go back here. Maybe even here. I have some targets now. Okay. So we have some battle to do. So here we're gonna attack those lights, and okay, they only get 2 dice. But I have no protection with the light infantry there. Should I evade perhaps? Otherwise I will fight back with 2 and only hit with those greens. I think I will evade. I'm gonna retreat from this. So the auxiliary rolled 2 dice. They didn't hit us, so we successfully evaded back here. So these are done. And now the elephant charges these medium heavy infantry unit there. And this is actually 4 dice, so this could be pretty deadly. Let's see. Okay, that's 1 hit, but on the other hand we're gonna re-roll that. That's a miss, so we got 1 hit, not too good. because now they will hit back with 4 dice, and this could hurt. Okay, they ignored those. Elephants ignore all sword symbols. Yeah, they do. But we got 2 of these, and the bad thing is we are adjacent to the elephant, so they're gonna check if we get trampled before they retreat. No blue symbols rolled. So these needs to retreat 2 hexes. 1, 2. Okay, so they stormed, got some action here, but then they got scared of something and moved back 2 hexes here. That's interesting. Okay, so that was the Carthaginian turn. And it's time for the rebels. C or lowest order count. So we need basically to play C, because we don't have any other face-up cards here. So that's 3 units right. So there's a lot of action going on in the right section here. And I will try to retake that one, and I will also ride up with my light cavalry and try to get that elephant into panic again. And I will start with the range attack against the elephant, because those could actually trample some guys in the camp here. So it's a 1 die attack, but that's a miss. Too bad. That would be nice to roll a flag there. And then our medium heavies attacks those guys in the camp. It's 4 dice. They ignore 1 flag and 1 sword symbol. But we got 2 hits on those guys, so they are really in a bad shape in here now. They will though battle back 2 dice, manage to hit and manage to retreat us. So these guys are also in a bad situation there. 1 hit and then we need to retreat. Let's go back to the hex with the section line. Okay. Pretty interesting, pretty interesting. So let's play 1 more turn, so it's the Carthaginians again. D or E. That's a double time or 3 units center. I think it's time for the center to attack now. 1, 2, and let's bring up some more of this infantry force here. So these guys, they move up here to the ramparts. The elephants moves here, and these guys trying to contest these campex here. Okay, so for battle, I'm gonna attack here. Those guys cannot evade, it's auxiliary, so we're gonna roll 3 dice actually, and oh, by the way, that was a 3 center. 3 dice, and we have the leader with us. So that's... no, they can ignore 1 sword symbol, so that's no hits actually. They got that protection from that camp, and now they will hit back with 2. We have no protection. Luckily their leader is not adjacent to them yet. They are close by, but not yet adjacent, so they missed us as well. Okay, that was not super good. But let's do the elephant attack at the same target. That's 3 dice. Now we got a hit and we got a flag. Okay, let's take the hit first, and then think, should we take the flag or should we battle back? We should battle back, I guess. Well, let's see. We got the hit. Perfect, so we managed to throw out some javelins against those elephants here. Maybe we can even get it now, with a bit of luck in our next turn. So that's it. They're still holding on to one Campex, and the Carthaginians are holding on to one Campex over there. So those guys have these extra victory banner by that. So let's play the rebels as well. C, D, or E. At last we can pull up some cards here. So it's 2 on the right, another 2 on the right, or 2 in the center. I think I go with the center attack now. So I play the E card. That will be those guys and those guys. It's time to do the attack now and take back some stuff here. Here comes the famous counterattack that were told in the books. So now we got some leadership support with our attacks. So these mediums will attack first against those auxiliaries. So it's 4 dice, and now also leader symbols count. And thanks to that we did hit them. Pretty cool. So we got that Carthaginian, meaning the rebels gain another victory banner and the Carthaginians lose one because they lost the Campex. So it's now 2-1 for the rebels, and we will go in. It's a bit more protection in there, and by that, no, we don't get the second. We need the third also to get back the second victory banner. But we want to throw out Hanno from these ramparts now. So here comes a heavy infantry attack. This is pretty hard. That's 5 dice. Oh man, this is hard. And the ramparts did not do not give any protection from the rear, but the leader can ignore 1 flag. Let's see what we get. We got 2 flags and we got 1 hit. So those guys are hit. Then we will retreat 2, but since we got a hit, we need to check if Hanno survived. He did. So we need to go back 1 or 2 hexes now. And I think I only go back 1. Question is, where should we go? Let's go here this time. And those guys enter the ramparts. So pretty much the rebels has retaken what they lost. Only thing is that left hand Campex, they have not managed to retake that, and we have a lot of Carthaginian troops close by there. So let's see how that goes. But I think that's enough for this first session. Good action. I mean, this was action from turn 1 and forward, right? So some back and forth combats about these Campex and ramparts. The rebels have been quite successful in bringing up their reserves. They have these left-hand force here left to bring up some more cavalry, and these could be important unit in the end battle here. So let's see what happens. The Carthaginians go next, so they have a good chance of retaliating and maybe take back 1 or 2 hexes from this. Let's see what they get. So by that, thanks for watching. Oh, let's replace the card for the rebels first. Now it's time to say thank you and bye for now. Hello folks, this is part 2 of the Battle of the Rebel Camp outside of Utica in 241 BC. So this is part of the mercenary rebellion against their Carthaginian employers. And in part 1 we saw some intense actions along these fortified hexes here. The Carthaginians managed to get a, well, I think it was 2 or 3 footholds here, but the rebels managed to counterattack and get them back. So now they are in rebel hands again, even though that hex is not occupied by any side, meaning as long as it's empty, no side can have 2 victory banners from that. So yeah, we have seen some pretty much not that much skirmishing. It happened a bit in the beginning, but then it has been on all-out hand-to-hand combat for control of these ramparts and camp hexes. So let's continue from there. It's the Carthaginians who go first. So let's see if they can retake any of these hexes here. By the way, we have the rebels in lead 2-1, and yeah, we have a double time over here on the Carthaginian side and a 2-unit center. So let's see if they can play any of those. It's a CD or a E card. So we're gonna check. Let's see, we have an order mounted, you know, that's elephants also, so that could be interesting. Then we have 2-unit center or the double time. Okay. So we could do a really big attack with our cavalry forces this time. Maybe that's maybe that could be something actually to do some harm with the elephants now. Or we do 2-unit center. What would that be? Well, we could attack with Hanno and get back some stuff here. But you know, I want to get these elephants into action and also attack these heavy infantry. That would be really nice. That medium and that heavy could be something. So I'm gonna play the order mounted. So that will give me 5 units to order, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mounted, so it's all of them like that. So let's see where to attack. I'm gonna move these guys here, these guys here. I don't want to go into that camp hex actually, because I get 1 die less in the attack. These guys will ride 1, 2, 3 into the rear of that camp. And that's a dangerous move, I know, but I trust I will get some of these empty, so I have some retreat paths. And these guys go too. So this is taking a risk, but I need to do that now as the Carthaginian. So let's start over here. We want to take these, so we have blocked these retreat paths. We're gonna attack with the elephants through the gates there, and that will give me 4 dice. Those guys will ignore 1 flag and 1 sword symbol because of the camp hex. Let's see. Okay, this was good. 2 hits and the flag, but they ignored that. But the thing is, they only have 2 blocks left, so they are dead, and the camp is ours. We get the banner for that, and now we can go in and attack again, and I will of course do that against those medium, or sorry, heavy infantry there. So first of all, we get back 1 of the camp hexes. So let's see, we're gonna get 1 Carthaginian victory banner, so we're actually in the lead now. We gotta remember, mounted troops don't get any benefit from these, no protection from those camp hexes. But anyway, we're gonna attack here up those ramparts with elephants. I mean, that must be a sight to see elephants running around on ramparts and camp hexes there. But anyway, somehow they managed to do it in some organized form. So let's see. But we get 1 die less. Normally we got 5 dice because we're attacking heavies, but it's only 4 now because we are a bit... I think maybe there's something else with cavalry and camps. Maybe I should check that before I do this, so I don't forget about the rule. I'm gonna do it really quick and be back. Okay, the rule stated the only thing with the cavalry or mounted troops is that they don't benefit of any protection given from those. So I guess I can attack. So it's 4 dice, and let's see what we get. We got 1 hit. We are adjacent to a leader, but elephants cannot benefit from leaders, so it's 1 hit. Always something. And we gotta check if that rebel leader survived that elephant charge. They did, so now they will battle back with 5 dice, and we have no benefits, so I'm afraid this could be the end of those elephant units actually. Yeah, 2 hits there, so these elephants are gone. We lose that, the rebels gain a banner for eliminating the unit, and the Carthaginians lose 1 for not having that camp X anymore. So this goes really back and forth. So it's 3-2 to the rebels at the moment. Okay. What else then? We have the cavalry attacking the rear. Could attack those lights. They will just evade. And we have that elephant over there. Who should go first? The elephant would get 4 dice. No, 5 dice. There's no reduction there. I think I'll go with the elephant. I know I can lose it, but I also know I can take it, and then we can hit these guys with the medium heavy cavalry. Let's do it. So I'm gonna attack up those ramparts with my elephants, because that gives me 5 dice. Come on, now we need to roll good. So they ignore 1 of these, but that's a hit and that's a hit. So we first take 2 hits, bam, and then we're still gonna re-roll 2 dice. Even if the first sword symbol was not a hit, we're gonna re-roll it. And that's another hit, meaning these go down. Bam, and we got a Carthaginian victory banner. It's 3-3 again, and this time that leader may go down. It's only a 1 die check, and he did. The rebel leader is dead, so he goes down. The Carthaginians get yet another banner. It's 4 now. We can go in and we can attack. We can attack those guys over there. So that's 3 dice against those auxiliaries there. So that's 1 hit. They ignore that one, but I'm gonna re-roll that. Okay, another hit, 2 hits. No flags, so they're gonna battle back. It's only 2 dice because they are in the camp, and they are no more adjacent to a leader because that leader died just, but they got a flag. So here comes a lot of trampling happening. Let's first check the rebel unit. He survived. Then we're gonna check Hanno the Great. Nothing there. And then we're also gonna check that medium heavy cavalry, because those could be this. Oh my, they got 2 hits from the elephant trampling. Ah, gosh, that was not good. 2 guys down here. That's not still activated, and then this needs to retreat. So we are off that rampart again. Oh my. But we still got 1 elephant to attack with. So we're gonna do another attack here. That's 3 dice. We need 1 hit. We got it. So that unit is now destroyed. We got the 5th banner, getting close to victory here. Now we're gonna take that Camp X again, and that would give us the 6th banner immediately. So the battle ends here 6-3 at the moment. Actually, they lost, because now they don't have any camp axes, so they lost one. So it's actually 6-2. So it was a pretty heavy overrun by these Carthaginians, and the bulk of the job was done by the elephants in this scenario, that's for sure. Okay, this was a really different style of of gaming, commands and colors gaming. This, well, it just felt different. So, what to say? Well, kind of funny. First, Carthaginians attacked, got some footholds, got repulsed, but that order mounted was murder for the rebellion. They lost the camp, and now they are pretty much in a rout. We still could have attacked with that medium heavy cavalry, even though got very disorganized by that trampling elephant there. Anyway, quite fun scenario though. Feels like a real quick one if you would play it against an opponent. So, well, I think there's nothing more to say actually. This is a complete success by Hanno. He even managed to kill that local rebel leader here. So I think there would be some of these rebels losing heart and return to their homes, at least the Libyans. Anyway, good one. We're gonna though stay in this region or this city, because next time will be the Battle of Utica itself. So the rebels are not apparently done here yet, so we're gonna see another battle here in the future. So by that, only thing to say is thank you for watching, and see you again. Bye bye.